Joined by Hofstra head coach Seth Tierney following an exciting 8-7 overtime victory over Monmouth. Coach, just your thoughts on a big CA conference win?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic for our guys. You know, as you guys know, because you follow us. The last couple of weeks haven't gone our way. It's not for a lack of being prepared or energy. It is, making some mistakes, and today we made less mistakes, right? And I think we had 13 turnovers. The bigger stat was we had none in the fourth quarter. Didn't do a great job facing off today, and if we can get that tilted, then maybe it's not an overtime game. But certainly our hat go off to Monmouth and their goalie. I think he had 18 saves today, and he stole a couple from us. He absolutely did. We had a pretty good day riding. We turned the ball back a little bit, and yesterday we talked about possessions. So every time we ride one back, we steal a possession from them, and they add a possession to us. We gave them 2-goal swing. One of our D middies came down and took a shot that he shouldn't have taken, and they came down and they scored on us. And if that doesn't happen, then maybe it doesn't go to overtime. So we'll continue to work at it. We will. Our guys have been resilient. The CAA Lacrosse League, it's hard to put in words. I don't know what the scores were of the other games, but certainly happy to get this one, and then we'll enjoy this for a little bit, enjoy the holiday, and then it'll be all Towson all week.
Seth, the overtime game winner scored by Sam Lutfi, just a guy that's been through so much during his career. What's kind of the thought as a head coach of a kid like that who scores that game winner in such an important game, and how much of meaning it has behind it?
Yeah, I mean he's a guy that's been he's been banged up a little bit over the course of his career, and for him. He's played in the last couple of games. You can see he's producing each game with 2 goals here, 2 goals and an assist here, there, right? And he's done a great job of that. For him to get this one and to get the wind out of your face and on your back, that's a big situation there. So I'm certainly thrilled. I think John Madsen threw it to him, which is another great play. And again, we rode one back to get the extra possession, and it was huge.
John and Rory both had 3 points on the day too. What'd you see from them?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're tough-nosed kids. These guys, what they did was the way they played us. They basically said, let's try to take out Griffin Turner a little bit, who's been distributing, and we found a way to win in different ways. So I'm really happy about that. Again, I want to clean up a few things. The face-off X, finishing, but again, I don't want to take away Monmouth's goalie. I mean, he was fabulous today. And when you can win, when the other team's goalie is that good, it makes it that much better.
You mentioned the ride there and that overtime and that turnover obviously completely changed the game because it gave you the possession back. What did you see something that allowed you guys to kind of take advantage there?
Yeah, this week we talked about putting a little bit. I asked for one more click. So just one more click of energy in a lot of different phases. Can we finish a possession? We failed to finish some possessions in the Delaware game and in the Fairfield game, and we found ourselves 0-2. So I just asked for a click on the dial. In the riding game, we call it turnpike lacrosse. We got to find ways to get momentum and get the wind on our back. And what we did riding today allowed us to get everybody involved a little bit. And when you can get that turnover in the middle of the field, and again, it's a 2-possession swing. We take one from them and we give one to us. And when you do that 4 or 5 times throughout the course of the game, it certainly adds up.
Speaking of getting everyone involved, you had a goal with an assist from Blake and Matt scoring a goal exactly as you drew it up, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, and again, now that it's over, I can't tell you how close I was to calling a timeout there, right? Because it's unconventional to see your defensive guys come down. The only thing that helped me was I didn't think that they were organized defensively, and I completely trust everybody on our team, but I really trust Blake that he's going to make the right play, and I trust Matt Villas. He is a wonderful young man. He always does team first decisions, and I'm really happy that I didn't call that timeout.
Sean Henderson reached 100 career saves today in the game. Thoughts on his contest?
Yeah, I mean, Sean he's been up and down, and some of it's not him, but he just keeps coming back, and he's been relentless for us. We had coming off the Delaware one was a little bit tough. We gave up 2 goals with him not in the goal because he was just out running around a little bit, and we tightened that up a little bit earlier in the week. And hopefully, again, if we can reverse this win and get it on our back, then let's see what happens. But I told the team we're going to treat this as a loss, and we're going to get after it on Monday, right? Enjoy tonight, be smart, enjoy the holiday. But Monday, we just lost the game, and we have to have that type of mentality.
Looking at the big picture, 4 games left in conference play, plus the Yale game, so 5. How important is this win for you guys, especially carrying momentum into next week against a pretty solid Towson team?
Yeah, listen, if you want to talk about history, we've been 4-3 the last 2 years, and we have been left at the door as the team that loses the tiebreaker. So what does today do? Today gives us a tie-breaking win over Monmouth, right? So if we're tied with them, that's a huge piece to it. And to get a win, where everybody's fighting for 4 and 5 wins. We know that Towson is a talented team. They've scored a lot of goals. They've got some firepower, and we're playing at their place, which is always a challenge. So we'll let us enjoy this one. We haven't enjoyed something like this in a couple weeks now. So winning is kind of cool, and let's see if we can get back at it. We're going to do everything we can to make sure we know all the ins and outs about Towson.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about the defense today. Obviously, Sean Henderson played excellent when you only allow 7, but it's a whole team effort on defense. What do you see from guys like Will and Henry today, forcing turnovers and starting transitions?
Yeah, they're such good men. They are, and they are, like pleasers first, and they don't want to let Coach Gorman down. They don't want to let me down. And we had a practice during this week where I just asked them to take a step towards their defender, be in their hands a little bit. We did it better today. Not great, but we did it better today. And these guys, again, none of them played ever last year, right? I mean, maybe a little bit of time, a couple big plays by Ryan Kiernan. Let's call him out. I mean, he did a good job and getting a little bit of run. JT did a good job, but those 3 defensemen did a much better job. And I think this is the first time, maybe in a long time, maybe since Wagner, that we kept a team under 10 goals. When that happens, good things could happen.
You mentioned Matt, with the offense, but defensively, he's just grown so much, since the start of the year. He obviously comes from that Hill Academy pedigree. Just what does that mean to you guys to have someone like that come into this program and just make a difference immediately when he steps on campus?
Yeah, I go back to the recruiting process with Matt, and he, his coach was Brody Merrill, and we had talked about Matt Villas, and he's a wonderful human being. He works hard, and he is one of these, right? He's not, the highs aren't too high, the lows aren't too low, and he just does, and he plays within his skill set, and I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of all the guys. Again, in order for us to celebrate in that locker room, you got to understand what we gave up, and we gave up some stuff this week to get that win.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.